As you can tell, it's getting a little cooler. September 23rd, the end of the world today. September 23rd is last time I heard, the end of the world. Oh, the poop is in Washington and New York, and the numbers of destruction, the poop, yeah. Anyway, no news is good news, but the biggest noose around our neck, the biggest noose is that noose. It's Fukushima. And I'm going to make this video, probably going to piss some people off because I'm going to talk about the religion of truth. The religion of truth. And Lonnie and I had a conversation on nuclear fission, the Age of Fission radio today. You grab it. I'll actually attach a link. I had a conversation with Lonnie on the UCY.TV radio station, and a few things came up in this conversation that I actually sort of animated me to want me to make this video. I'm going to try and keep it short, and I'm going to talk about the truth of religion, the religion of truth, the religion of truth. And I talked to Lonnie, and Lonnie keeps us updated with a lot of the data, the facts, like a lot of people. Everybody that, in fact, I would say 99.9999999% of YouTube stuff that you hear is people telling us facts, and they even call themselves people of truth. They say the truth, and they bludgeon us with their truth and their facts, and the facts, just the facts, man. And I research. I want to know the facts. I'm a person that enjoys facts, but facts? No, not the facts, not facts, TS. And I want to just sort of touch on this because I guess it really bothers me. It bothers me, people talking about truth, especially the religious types. You know, the religion of truth. It's no longer Christianity or Buddhism or Taoism or Jainism or whatever you want to, call religions, whatever they are. Now, truth is a religion. Truth. It's sort of the underlying fabric of our existence is truth. That if you have truth, the truth will set you free. Well, if that was true, we'd be the freest, most enlightened beings in the cosmos. It hasn't worked. Truth doesn't work. People, truth doesn't work. The facts, ma'am, just the facts. What I feel, it doesn't work. And I started working, as you see behind me. I'm going to start making some paintings that I'm going to call the Broken Jesus. And they're not going to be images of the Jesus character. It's just the first painting. I thought the definitive painting in the Broken Jesus has to be some kind of version of a Jesus image, something. But it won't be Jesus. The Broken Jesus is our culture of death. The Vatican, the Catholics, the Christians, all the religions on the planet, all the philosophies, all the brilliance. And I'm not talking about people. I think there are integral people in all fields, in all organizations. There are always integral people, but mostly 99%, they're just charlatans. They're just getting their paycheck, whatever. They don't act on their conscience, what I call conscience. They're just part of a system collecting a paycheck. And in the same way, I'm going to probably piss a few people off, but that's okay. The idea of truth. I want to talk about truth. And when you get into this, and I'm going to preempt this from the point of view that people say, well, conscience is similar to the idea maybe of truth, that you can make anything the truth that you want it to be and live by it and consider yourself anointed, whatever that might be. There's one little difference. There's one little difference. Truth can be manipulated, but conscience can't. It can't. And people that still kind of think about the idea of conscience being something amorphous. No, it's not. What I said, I remember being very young in my 6, 7, 8 years old and doing things that I regret terribly, terribly, experimenting with life around me. I had a BB gun, I shot birds, all that kind of stuff. I regret this incredibly. I'm even getting to the point where I'm thinking that mosquitoes should not be killed, except when they bite me, I swat them. But the idea of truth bothers me because this seems to be, there is a push within YouTube, internet, to propagate the idea of truth. And truth can be manipulated in any old way. Now, if I say that Fukushima is destroying all life on this planet, that is actually a truth. But have you noticed it doesn't really matter? People don't really care about the truth. They don't really care. People don't really care. Never mind about the truth. People don't really care. So the idea that if you say something that is totally true, and then you go into a rant and a rage or whatever, or you go into a dissertation and an explanation, and you have very intelligent people. I listen to intelligent people making a lot of sense. The reason behind the truth. It makes a lot of sense, but it makes no difference. Orlani today read a poem by Lao Tse, which was basically, he encapsulated the epitome of the culture of death. And this was 600 BC. And people got it all the way through, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. And here's what I said and what I feel, that truth is irrelevant. What's important, what I feel is important, is not the religion of truth or any other religion, but the core of our being, the essence of ourselves. When we understand something that is totally 100% ourselves, meaning something that you love. You love to make pottery. You just absolutely exult in throwing that perfect pot or doing some kind of clay work that exhibits your genius, your own ability. This is entirely something that you have. No one else will have. You can learn from people, but this is something that you have within inside of yourself. This is, and I'm not going to call it truth, because what this is, what is related to what I call conscience, is something in each side, within each one of us, that actually is unequivocal. It is absolute. There is something that when you make that drawing, or you do that line, or you help a person on the street that's desperate, or you feel like so satisfied with having done something that makes the world a better place. It has nothing to do with truth. It has to do with you, me, being the best we can be at any moment in time. So I'm engaging in a series of paintings that I hope to, I want to pull them off. And when I say pull them off, this is a very insider kind of concept that Greenberg, this was an art critic that tried to articulate the value and meaning of abstract expressionism, what makes a good painting, what makes a bad painting, and Pollock threw him out of his house, actually. He was a purveyor of truth, his truth. But what it comes back to, I think, is that we, each individual has a gift. And that gift is to be able to exercise this ability that all of us have to influence the world around us to make it better. And that has nothing to do with truth. It has to do with the essence of who we are. We are a certain way. And to allow that to come forward, this is inspirational. It's inspirational to me. It's inspirational not on the level of Mozart or Beethoven. It's inspirational on the level of my niece being able to accomplish something. She's doing gardening work right now, and she's very proud of it. And she's able to accomplish something that makes her feel she is contributing to the betterment. To if it's only the backyard, The place that, or the front yard that people see, that they say, well, that house is well kept. That house is well kept. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And it escalates from that feeling of owning this thing that we have inside of us to make the world a better place. And it has nothing to do with truth. I will throw all the truthers down the well. You know, you could all go to hell, down the well. I don't care about truth. I care about the fact that you live your calling, you live something inside of yourself that makes the world a better place. I don't want to hear all your claptrap truth stuff about the end of the world, the beginning of the Armageddon, the horrendous stuff on Fukushima. Yeah, well, of course. But you know, you and me, on the whole, we can't do anything about it. All we can do is activate the people that would know how to fix this, to actually get motivated, to be inspired by the people that live their lives based on their inner calling. So screw all the truth. The church of truth can, I'm not interested. I realized after my conversation with Lonnie, and I tried to remind her, and of course people have to do what they have to do. I mean, Lonnie's going to read the book, and different people who are posting on YouTube are going to say the things they feel they need to say, but it is of no value unless we act that in our day-to-day life. Each individual comes to their own calling. This is our only hope. That's what I say. That's our only hope, to make a difference, to change things. So let's see how these paintings turn out, and I'm on a program to promote them into the public domain because I need to get these paintings out, and I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted. No news is good news. Tell that to Saddam Hussein, or well, even Gaddafi to some extent. Well, he didn't die on the noose. And you know, the noose, I love the idea of the noose, because the noose is basically, I got to do another version of this, because it should be the other way around, because what we understand to be the conventional uniform of business is they're all wearing the noose. You know that they're all wearing the noose. This is part of a ritual that connects you to the subterfuge. The subterfuge. What I consider to be the community that has infiltrated our psyche. The subterfuge is represented by the noose, and the tie. The modern day tie is the noose. The modern day tie. So if you're wearing a tie to work every day, you're wearing the noose and you're part of the subterfuge. Sorry, I haven't worn a tie for a while. I will wear the noose though. I will, for my next opening, I'm going to wear a noose rather than a tie.